Hello, my name is Lars Peter Hansen. Welcome to this video in a series of what to do and what to avoid when planning and implementing PLM. The following is a compilation of learnings and observations from several PLM projects in large global enterprises. Often I have learned these the hard way. Now in this video, we will look at integrating PLM and ERP. It can be done well, but let's look at what to consider when you do it. And we'll start with some do's and some don'ts. I'll give you a little while to read here. Recognize any of this? I would think so. Now, the PLM ERP integration is possibly the most important one, at least in companies doing discrete manufacturing. So you need to decide exactly what information lives where and what is created where. That's not always the same thing. You must involve all stakeholders. When you touch ERP, you are touching most of the company anyway. So involve everyone, but be careful not to discuss forever. I have seen these discussions evolve into a kind of trench warfare between the PLM crowd and the ERP crowd, and that's not what you want. You want to make your PLM system and your ERP system form the backbone of a nice, well-working digital thread together in unison. And you must communicate that this is what you want. Now, one thing that is quite common, actually, not in the textbooks, but certainly it is in real life, is that companies that have had an ERP system for many years, which goes for most of us, I guess, already has some PLM functionality built into the ERP system because that's what you had and you needed this functionality. One example is lifecycle states. And if you have the situation where you have built-in lifecycle stage for your R&D work in the ERP system, and you want to keep it that way, there may be many reasons for wanting to keep it, you may have to do something like this. I've simplified it very much, but it's basically a question of synchronizing the lifecycle steps between the ERP and the PLM system so that something very important like release for production always is the same in the two systems, no matter where you want to look at your product. It can be quite fun to do this, but it's doable, definitely. Some more do's and don'ts. You may recognize this from another one of my little videos, but it's so important, and I have learned that the discussion about naming and numbering schemes is the most challenging discussion you get when you implement PLM in companies. A programmer colleague of mine once wore a t-shirt with the text saying, "Naming things is the most important thing you'll ever do." At that point, I didn't pay much attention to it, but I've certainly done so since. And don't get me started on this. The same thing goes for the revision schemes, by the way. This will always generate doubt, frustration, exhilaration. Any kind of feeling in your company that people come up with will come when you start discussing your naming schemes. And get it right, because otherwise your PLM implementation will suffer. that was it for now. Thanks for listening. I know these issues are very complex and I can talk for hours and days about them. So if you are prepared for that, please contact me at SteepGraph if you have any questions and would like to deep dive into these discussions. Thank you.